What if fasting wasn't just about feeling hungry, but about sending a signal to the entire universe? We've been told that fasting is a discipline of the body, a way to purify, to detach, to strengthen our will. But what if it was something more? What if every time you denied yourself food, you weren't starving your body, but awakening your spirit? What if every hour of that emptiness was actually a message, a cosmic vibration sent straight into the invisible realms of creation? Everything in this universe vibrates. From the smallest atom to the most distant star, everything speaks a silent language of energy. And you, your body, your breath, your thoughts, you are a part of that symphony. Every thought you have sends a wave. Every emotion you feel carries a frequency. Every action you take writes a message into the unseen field that surrounds us all. When you eat, you are anchored to the earth. You participate in its rhythm, dense, material, tangible. But when you fast, you step into another rhythm entirely, the rhythm of spirit. You shift your frequency from the weight of matter to the lightness of essence. You start to speak the language of energy itself. Maybe fasting isn't about deprivation, but about communication. Maybe every hunger pang isn't a punishment, but a pulse, a transmission, a signal that tells the universe, I am ready to receive something higher. Because when you silence the noise of the body, the whispers of the soul finally have room to be heard. Imagine your body as a divine antenna. Every cell is a transmitter, every heartbeat a note in the cosmic song. When you fast, you clear the static. You dissolve the interference, all the desires, fears, and addictions that keep your signal distorted. And in that silence, your true frequency emerges, pure, luminous, and perfectly aligned. This is why ancient mystics fasted before praying, before meditating, before seeking divine revelation. They weren't simply abstaining from food. They were tuning in. They were preparing their inner instrument to resonate with the divine frequencies that move all of creation. The truth is, fasting doesn't drain your energy. It transforms it. Food feeds the body, but silence feeds the soul. And when the body stops processing matter, it begins to process light. It begins to breathe prana, chi, divine energy, whatever name you wish to give it. And that's when something profound shifts. The human becomes luminous. Science calls this metabolic adaptation. But the mystics, they called it alignment. Because during a fast, your body becomes a transmitter of light. Your emotions quiet down, your thoughts slow, and your heart begins to emit waves that mirror the vibrations of prayer, gratitude, and surrender. And that's when the invisible starts to move. That's when the coincidences appear, the synchronicities unfold, and the signs multiply all around you. Because the universe doesn't respond to your words, it responds to your vibration. When you fast with faith, the energy you release carries your intention straight into the fabric of creation itself. It's not about how long you abstain. It's about what you're saying through your silence. Each act of discipline becomes a message of trust, a declaration that says, I believe in something beyond my flesh. Think about it. Every time you fast, you are telling the divine, I trust what I cannot see more than what I can taste. And that kind of surrender, that kind of faith, sends a frequency so strong that the cosmos cannot ignore it. The great mystics knew this. That's why prophets, saints, and seekers from every spiritual path used fasting as a way to rise above the noise of the world. In Christianity, fasting preceded revelation. In Islam, it opened the heart to divine mercy. In Buddhism, it awakened profound clarity. And in all traditions, it became the bridge, the connection between human limitation and cosmic intelligence. Fasting is the sacred act of remembering that you are more than a body. It's like a cosmic password, unlocking a state where energy flows freely through you. You stop feeding on the world, and the universe begins to feed you. It's not an absence, but a transformation. It's not emptiness, but a vast expansion. And when you reach that state, something truly magical happens. You begin to feel a deep, unshakable peace, as if your body no longer needs to fight for survival. You start sensing that every atom of your being is connected to a greater field, that your hunger isn't pain, but a gentle reminder that you're made of something eternal. You realize that fasting is not silence. It is a sacred dialogue, a conversation between your soul and the infinite. You are saying, I am ready to listen. And in that moment of stillness, the universe begins to speak back. Through signs, through intuition, through the mysterious alignments that only appear when you're truly tuned in. Maybe that's why the prophets went into the desert. Not to suffer, but to be still. To send their signal. To let the noise of the world fade away until only the voice of the divine remained. And what if that's still possible for you, right here, right now? What if, every time you choose to fast, not out of guilt, not out of mere ritual, but out of pure intention, the universe hears your vibration? What if that moment of stillness is the code that unlocks a higher reality? Because fasting changes your frequency, and frequency shapes your reality. You are not disconnected. You are a participant in a divine communication network, one that exists beyond sight, beyond time, and beyond sound. And when you learn to send a clear signal, one born from faith, surrender, and light, the universe answers. It always does. You'll start to see how little you actually need. You'll feel lighter, not because you're empty, but because you're full of presence. You'll feel guided, not by logic, but by a deep resonance. The very energy that once held you down will begin to lift you up. And you will understand. Fasting was never about denying life. It was about aligning with it. It was never about hunger. It was about harmony. So the next time you fast, don't think of it as a battle against your body. Think of it as a sacred transmission. A moment where every cell in your being whispers to the stars, I am ready to be renewed. Let your hunger become a prayer. Let your silence become a sound. Let your emptiness become the space where light enters. Because maybe fasting isn't about emptiness at all. Maybe it's about becoming an echo of the divine. And if this message found you today, it's because your soul was already listening. The universe is always waiting for your signal. So send it, and listen. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If these ideas resonated with you, please like this video and subscribe for more explorations into the unseen. Until next time.